Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is yours truly, it's Chilling with the Devin Vlogs man speaking. That's right, Chilling with the Devin Vlogs man speaking. And before we start right on to this video, I have an interesting question. Is that for those who have paid attention last time, I'd say is like, yeah, as I said, Rams still suck. They still suck, and I am still not gonna care, which it doesn't please me or surprise me either about how Myles Garrett ended up showing up with them anyway. Well, except Jared Verse exactly, that turned out to be a Cleveland Brown, but fair enough, which it's still not going to be helpful, but I'd say just, less fair enough, but whatever. Yeah, just fair enough. So, before we jump into this point of this conversation now, is that I'm going to go ahead and just get on with this video now. As a Seahawk and Texan fan, I want to go ahead and just say something here. Is that A.J. Brown? Yep, A.J. Brown from the Eagles, which, yep, unfortunately he got traded to the Patriots, which it doesn't surprise me anyways, but I just want to go ahead and just say this exactly is that, well, it is kind of about time to get traded anyway because it is about time. Like, it literally is about time. No joke. Which I mean, it is just no joke, but no pun intended in the joke, which I'm just saying is like, bro, it's just finally about time just to see a person who is now finally being traded to Patriots, which, fair enough exactly, is that, well, I guess an Eagle had finally came out to be a Patriot now, which, yeah, unfortunately for myself, I want to say, as myself as a Seahawk and Texan fan, that I probably less despise or even fully on despise the Eagles, which they're overrelated, which for me, by the way, in my opinion, they're just overrelated, which they've been overrelated ever since they've ever tried to face the stupid cheaters of the cheating of the Chiefs exactly, which both teams are irrelevant of relevancy, which they've literally been relevant because I mean, let that stay all the way back into that time and a different time back in that time, backwards. Just let that time stay backwards and let that be backwards. So, as I said, anyways, it really doesn't surprise me that, as I said again, I probably am a bit surprised, a bit like, kind of less surprised, but not fully on surprised about with pretty much about AJ Brown unfortunately being traded to the Patriots, which it is kind of funny, by the way, for how he ever is meeting with Drake May at this point, which I find that funny anyways, that he even gets to meet with Drake May anyways in England, which I find that kind of funny, which I'm just like, bro, imagine coming out from Philly to going back to England, which it's a little bit surprising. I'll give myself a little bit of the doubt to say it's a little surprising to say is like, holy damn, just holy damn. Like, holy effing damn. Like, holy damn. So, as I can say right now, I'm like, wow, that actually is pretty surprising. It's pretty surprising. It just really is surprising. And oh yeah, pretty much with however exactly is whatever's gonna go on with like probably like next season at this point of this one is that from my opinion alone, I'd say that hopefully some teams are gonna just lose exactly to see a real winner that has never even won of like next year that's gonna ever happen. But if not exactly, then I'm gonna say is like, well, try again next time, but just try again as always, and maybe actually we claim a winner exactly, which for the first time, in my opinion, a little bit to kind of notify a little here about the pattern is that the only teams I probably ever still want to see is absolutely Houston Texans for the first time to ever kind of win a Super Bowl for the first time, which I know they've never claimed to win anything, which I know they've not even got close to keep claiming to win, but 2 of the years back, oh yeah, they keep improving. I loved it when they improve a little bit. Like, to be in my full honesty, that I think that the Texans had a bit of improvement, very improvable improvement, which I seem to kind of like the fact that I liked the way that they were improving themselves to keep on pushing ahead, just to keep trying again and again and again. Like, it's just so good that I just love seeing like two teams of mine that were my favorites last year that were in the playoffs together, which was so cinema. Like, it was so cinema last time that I've actually was liking it. I was like really am liking it. So it was a pretty cool thing I ever seen. It was like a cool thing I ever seen, which is very amazing. It's very amazing. And yeah, that's why I wanted like Texans to kind of win. So, in my fair honesty, is that what team do I want to see that might win this year of the week? Exactly, of this year of the week, exactly is who's gonna win. Well, as I say before, I know that the logo is going to kind of change differently soon, which is going to kind of look different. So, if I were to be honest, and if I were an honest man right now, just to say is like, oh, I'm going to throw in like 2020, then I'm going to kind of like throw in as like 2020 is just like, I'm not referring to the year. No. No, 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 no. I was not referring to the year. I was referring to as half and half of 20. That's what I said. Half and half. So, if I say which team's going to win, probably I'd still say the Seahawks. I mean, why not? I mean, physically, why not bring the Seahawks win a round two? Because, I mean, I would love to see Seahawks winning a round two at this point again when they're just going to come like in ding 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 ding. Like, imagine they come back for a round two. Imagine if they came back for a round two for some reason. Like, imagine that. Like, imagine you get them to be in round two exactly, but this time the jersey's gonna look very different with a different colorful look that I know it's gonna like refer to like the waves or something, like the wave color. That's gonna kind of look refer to like I don't know, something that refers to like the dolphins or something, or maybe looks like a bit of water, and then the other half is just a bit of like the high ground or something. I don't really know, but in my full extent, I think it's going to kind of be a bit of a different look since I know I've been careful looking on most interesting facts, but I guess we just have to kind of figure that out a little somewhere at the point, anyways, to say is like, oh, hopefully a new team could win, but yet we're not seeing a new team that has never won. Like, I really actually am going to say this again is that my only choices I would have to prefer, anyways, again, is if Seahawks ever do come back for a big second win again and claim a win again for the second time and be claiming themselves again, that will be two times of the champion. That probably will probably get a third time champions, which they probably will be like the third champions of all, which would probably be a very cool thing to see. Very cool thing to see. Like, they'd be a third time winner. Like, a third time winner. Which would be pretty cool again. So, if they probably win, I'd say is like, let's go, man. I would love, 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 love to see it. I would love to see that again. That faces a different team exactly besides Patriots. Well, just in fair honesty again, if I probably would have to say my full bet exactly, it'd probably be a different team. To say how cool it might sound, anyways, but in my opinion, fair enough. Just fair enough, not to diss anything, but fair enough. And my second other opinion choice would probably be as the Texans. Like, if Texans ever come back again with another win, I'm gonna say is like, dude, finally from Houston. Like, that's when I'll say the word finally again, to say the word finally. Like, at least I'll be glad to be happy if they ever were in the final two right now, which of course I know that Texans, on the other hand, will have to face a different side of the team exactly, which isn't a fair enough opinion, as a man's opinion, to say again, is that if Texans ever were to get up there anyways, oh my god, this would be the first time ever to see how awesome and sick that would look like anyways. Imagine me wearing like another Texans jersey, but this time it has like a champion on it. Like, of course, they'll have like the Super Bowl logo on it exactly, but with a different color that probably will be represented like this year or the next year before that exactly. But seriously, dude, like that would be cool enough to kind of say how awesome and sick it would probably be if I would wear that exactly. It'd be pretty sick. So that's what I can say. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that way, like I said, we'll have to probably wait for a long time before the next one even happens. Which, I have to be honest, right, by the way, if both teams were out, by the way, then yes, I'll still wear the jersey exactly. That is the Seahawks jersey as always, just to kind of watch like my favorite teams that I kind of would like exactly, besides the hated teams not making a return comeback to probably just somehow be in the Super Bowl. But if like one good team's on this side, I probably root for that. But if there's like one bad side I just don't like, I'm not rooting for that. Like if there's two teams right there, I'd say that's a pretty hard thing to pick. That's a pretty hard thing to pick. And then if both hated teams were in the Super Bowl, by the way, I'd still not cheer on for them, but I probably would rather just mind my own business and just eat some food or whatever. But at the end of the day, as I said anyways, that it all comes down to say what happens and what really fortunately happens anyway, as I'll mention anyways. But for now, I'm just going to keep you all updated anyways, just to say as fair as enough anyway. It's just that, yeah, I hope at this time again, we're going to love to see an interesting comeback from the Seahawks anyway by a strong, powerful dominance, which I, for once, by the way, want to see that continue. As long as they come back for a third win anyways in the Super Bowl, then I'd say it's like, finally, a third win. Ha! Then yeah, I'd say finally for a third win, which even though, like I said, I was confused, by the way, that I thought they actually won 3 Super Bowls, but I guess I'd say that no, they did not. I think they were winning 2 Super Bowls, which, okay, well, at least 2 has a bit of a decency part by saying is like, fair enough. Decency it is. Decency it is right there. So, as I said before, anyways, that it is probably a very first time ever since I actually am now saying is like, it makes so much sense now that I actually was being honest anyway, that I was using my brain a little bit to kind of figure out what the wins anyway that I was kind of confused about. I was like, wait, what? But yet I have actually figured out that it was the Seahawks winning 2 Super Bowls of the championships, not the third one. So I guess it's either a third one or the Texans might win a Super Bowl at this point for the first time ever, which I'll be glad to see that. Or 3, it probably comes down to other teams that probably might win again. Or, teams that have never won a Super Bowl. Because, I mean, please forbid for God right now that please we need to see a real winner that just didn't even get one tiny, tiny win at one necessarily point anyways. Other than the hated teams I don't want to even represent or even cheer on for. So as for now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time I shall get going, and it's time I wrap this video up anyway. So for those again who enjoy this, please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe at the bell to be notified. As that being said anyways, well, I guess I'd say it's a pretty interesting move that the Eagles had did and now send A.J. Brown to England, which is a surprise, but at least it's just an interesting outcome to see a different spark of the different play. But for now, go ahead and give this video a like and comment, subscribe to the bell, be notified anyway. As of right now, as yours truly, chilling with the Devin Vlogs man, as a Seahawk and a Texan fan, or yet becoming a third fan of the New Orleans Saints. But for now, I'll see you guys later, and sign out as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace out, goodbye, and see you next time. And oh yes, I forgot that I actually would get the New Orleans jersey soon, like less soon or whatever, but for now, I'll see you guys next time, and that will be a third reveal that might be revealed less or whatever that can be. So for now, see you later.